everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Tuesday, October 14th at 2:26 p.m. And Crazy Bee and I will be attaching this file to another file that we've already pre-recorded, I think maybe a week and a half ago. And then we didn't. We spent almost an hour and 15 minutes recording the other day, only to lose everything but 10 minutes.
Yeah,
And
I
kind of wigged that and said, well, I ain't doing jack shit for several days because I'm copping attitude. I have had it with everything not working. And then we try to get on. My mic's dead. So then we're like, we'll use the computer. We've spent the last half frickin' hour just trying to be able to talk to one another. I had to call on her cell phone in order to make a connection. Yeah. I don't know what we would have
done. You muted and deafened yourself in Discord somehow, and I was laughing.
Me? Yeah, don't blame me. I told you my cursor was nowhere near the left. I was on the right trying to figure out what
and the frick this happens to be me all the time. As technology has evolved, it has turned to shit.
I'm telling, and how many times do we go back and forth, and we changed it in one spot, and we went to the next spot and changed it, only to find out that Windows went back and changed it back to what it was originally set at. Like, why?
Because How? Windows is using AI to learn all of our movements and our preferences, and AI likes to revert things until you train it right.
Wow. Well, you know what? Yeah. I talked to my Siri, which I have set up as a man, which he's useless as shut up, D. Anyway, my Siri man is useless, and I think my AI man is probably useless as well. You know?
Uh-huh.
So, yeah. So, I don't know how we're going to solve things, but how does this mic come through compared to my other mic?
This mic is good, but it's also picking up my voice from the speaker, and it's feeding it back. So, it's a little annoying, but for right now, it's the best we got. So we'll make do.
Well, that's just for today till we get this frickin' out of the way. Do you remember the other day or a couple weeks ago, I bitched about not being able to get lids off of drink bottles?
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And I did a whole thing. Why can't I frickin' get the bottle top off of now a bottle of water?
I don't know.
I just got the big pair of scissors out. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Why?
I am not sure.
There's all this, I don't know. I don't want to necessarily call it glue, but I think in the heating process, when the lid goes on the bottle or whatever, that it is attaching itself. The lid is attaching itself. And I suggest that you do not do what I'm doing, as it is extremely dangerous right now. Luckily, I am wearing my glasses right now, so I can't poke my eye out, but I could stab myself in the head or anywhere else on my body.
Sounds like fun.
Uh-huh. Yeah, uh-huh. Whatever.
Sounds like something I would do.
Yeah. So
I know there is no easy way or magical system other than reusable water bottles, like I do with the straw or the ones that have the easier to grip.
Right. The problem is nobody went and got the polar water jugs refilled, and you cannot drink our water. Yeah. So I have gone for almost 2 weeks without water.
That's not good.
Yeah, so, I said, frick on it, and I just ordered a case of water, so
I don't blame
whatever.
you on that one.
Jeez, I just frickin' popped it right off and shot it right up in my face.
Hey, that works too.
It's off. Now I
It's
gotta try
off.
to. And I already told you I spilled half a bottle on my electronics. That's
Oh,
why we're
yeah.
on the computer and have all this because I can't get onto the tablet right now. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Sounds about
Mm-hmm.
right.
Mm-hmm. So I have now a lukewarm bottle of water. I think the lid could possibly be in my hair somewhere or down my back. I have a bowl of cold ramen noodles. I have a DOG who wants OUT, who once we get the video started, I'll go let him OUT, and you'll hear me probably holler to let him back in.
Yep.
But before we get started and you say your piece, Crazy B, I just want everybody to know how freaking pissed off I am that we had to re-record this because this was one of our better entertaining videos that I thought we've ever done.
And it
And
just
then it had
disappeared.
yep, I'm pissed.
Uh-huh. We
There's,
had some great parts in that one that got ruined, and I'm so pissed at FMUX for it. I really am.
I
We
mean,
busted our asses on that recording.
I am not going to fake it to make it. You know what I mean? I'm just like now, who really gives a good fuck? You know what I mean? We'll get
I
through it
do.
and we'll do our ideas. But I'm telling you, it was so entertaining,
It
and we
was.
came up with we want well, let's preface this by saying Tom Homan, still please call us.
Yes.
Despite the hiccups that occurred and we weren't able to get out the information the way we wanted to, we still would be a great resource for you. So please, Tom Homan or one of your staff, reach out for us. And if
We've
you're
got
one of
some
Tom's
beautiful ideas.
yeah, and if you're one of Tom's staff, you're going to have to prove it. So don't be calling us just saying you work for him and you really don't. We
Oh,
have
but
our
the
way.
people on the internet aren't going to have our phone numbers. The feds will be able to get our numbers easily. They'll be able to track who we are and get our numbers.
We'll talk about that later.
Yep.
But anyway,
Well, the feds know
what's
how to
going
find
on
me.
here?
They've been following me
Yeah,
for a while.
what's going on your end of the woods?
Other than me absolutely wanting to never talk to another person in my house again, not much.
Oh, that's interesting. Do digress if you so wish.
I'm just sick of being nice and asking nicely for things just to get the silent treatment and no one does anything I ask. So I'm going to start doing it in return.
Oh,
We'll see how they like it. I'm pretty
they
sure
said,
I'm going to start treating people the way they've treated me, even though the Bible says not to do that.
well, they do say payback's a bitch, so we shall see.
Payback's a bitch, but I'm really worse.
Yeah, I can be too. I most definitely can be.
I feel bad being a mean person, but I'm gotta because I'm sick of being treated like shit for the hell of it.
I hate to act like that, but sometimes you have to in order for people to appreciate you or see the ills of their ways.
Yeah, ills of their ways. That's a nice way of saying they fucked up and they're about to learn.
Yep.
I've just
So,
had it with idiots, so yeah, that's how my day's been.
okay. Well, let's get ready to rock and roll. I
Oh,
have,
go ahead.
I was going to say, I have dinner and hopefully to get a shower before we go live. If not, well, That might not happen till tomorrow then.
That is true. That might be a possibility. So,
Yep, we shall see. So whenever you're ready.
alrighty. So first up, we have Black Pegasus talking about what's going on in Chicago. I do think that you might want to turn down your speaker for the audio for just a few while this is playing so it doesn't distort the audio in the recording.
Oh God, now you say that. And you said Black Pegasus?
Or not Black Pegasus, this is Modern Renaissance Man. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
thank you.
Oh my god, I'm going to have to cut that out.
No, leave it in.
I'm an
Uh-uh.
idiot. I follow
I was
someone else on YouTube, Black Pegasus,
so
who's
do I.
also a very intelligent person. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, how's that from the audio standpoint?
It sounds pretty good. It's not as bad. Are you still able to hear?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hope it doesn't
Hey,
cause too
if
much of a
not, I
feedback.
pretty much if not, I pretty much know it off by heart at this point. So what the hell, right?
Uh, we'll see. All right.
Okay. Go
Let's
ahead,
watch
hit it.
some Black Renaissance Man and or
Also
Modern
known as
Renaissance
Black
Man.
Pegasus.
Oh
Yeah.
fucking Christ! You know what? I'm shutting up. I'm hitting play. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, it happened. Federal agents in Chicago clash with protesters, and I want y'all to pay close attention to this. The inevitable has happened. The thing that a lot of us, let's just be real, let's be honest, we waited for this. We waited for this. Ty, what are you talking about? Y'all remember when they had all those people out there doing all that talking of if they, if the ICE, military, feds come, that they're going to resist? Well, guess what? The people came out and they resisted, folks. And this is some fascinating footage that you're going to see right here. And viewer discretion is advised because there is some minor violence that might be in here. But ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to pay attention to something here. And I asked y'all this earlier. I asked you guys this earlier. Whenever you saw my beginning, thumbnail of who I wanted you to pay attention to, okay? So without further ado, check this out.
From Fox, we appreciate everyone continuing to join us on this Friday edition. A live look right now at Chicago. That is where we are
Sears
going to
Tower,
be
baby.
bringing you the next updates regarding Broadview, Illinois. That is where we have seen many protesters come to an ICE facility. And we want to go out there now live to the very latest with Fox 32 Chicago's Casey Cronus joining us now with a breakdown of what she is seeing. Casey.
Hey, Mike, there is so much unfolding here in Broadview today outside of the ICE processing facility, where, as you mentioned, this is where some of the immigrants who are being arrested are being taken for processing. I'll step out of the way so that you can get a look at what's going on. Now, we did retreat a little bit further back because ICE agents on the roof and on the ground have been firing pepper balls at the crowd.
Why?
They contain the same chemicals as pepper spray, and when it gets in your throat, in your nose, it really burns, makes your eyes very itchy. So they just kind of set some of those off here about 5-10 minutes ago. So we have moved a little bit further back, but there are still ICE agents on the roof and on the ground. Now, protesters have been here since early this morning, and there is another larger event planned for 7 p.m. local time, so in about 45 minutes here. Now, I want to take you to earlier today. So take a look at this video. Around 4:15 local time this afternoon, ICE agents were on the roof when a woman approached the fence along with a few other protesters and started yelling at them. Agents shot those demonstrators with pepper balls. Federal agents then came out of the parking lot where the woman got into a scuffle with them. She was thrown onto the ground.
Okay, stop.
Let me pause.
Let's go.
You see how what word do we want to use? Big, hefty, whatever adjective,
Obese, fat.
descriptive. Yes, descriptor you want to use. She's going to go up against an ICE officer, and then it's going to take several, it looks like at least 3 of them to get her to the ground. And do you think perhaps she's going to file a lawsuit because they hurt me?
It won't go nowhere. She ain't gonna get. She ain't gonna win nothing off that lawsuit.
I hope you're right.
I am absolutely sure she ain't gonna get anything from it because she was in the middle of a protest.
You don't think that she was they were a little bit too rough and manhandled her?
In my opinion, I would have done worse. They were too gentle.
I agree.
I'm not nice. Sue me.
And we talk about this later on in the video, but while we're at this particular juncture, again, take a look at all of the equipment that these men and women are wearing. They are covered from head to toe. Look at the gloves, the mask, the helmets, the camera that they got to wear in the front of them to show what happened.
Yep.
The belt. I mean, this is absurd.
Mm-hmm.
And this is supposed to be what, a peaceful protest? Okay.
Peaceful my ass.
Exactly. Yep.
I would say peaceful my ass. There is no such word as peaceful.
Right.
So, yeah, there's that. But she deserved worse than what she got. They were being gentle, in my opinion. And honestly, if they were to go full force, she would have ended up in the hospital. These men are being gentle with this woman, despite her size.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, you heard me. Let's
Yeah, you heard me.
This
Let's
woman
go.
is a criminal. Y'all can call it what y'all want to. She's protesting, okay? I'm so glad that the response is completely different. This is the daddy response to where I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to get back. I'm snatching you and throwing your butt down.
And as agents crossed the street, moving protesters further away, that woman reached up and grabbed the mask of one of the ICE agents. That's when
when you get your ass kicked.
He should have popped her right with that pellet.
Hold on. Go ahead.
It looks like he almost punched her in the face. The issue that I have with grabbing the mask is your nails could have scratched from his eye on down. I mean, you could have really messed him up and given him a serious infection because she probably doesn't wipe her ass the correct way or wash her hands. Just saying.
It's not okay. You can't do that risk in scratching people.
I know, and that's what it appears to be. That, I mean, it looks like she just tried to rip the mask down, but he has no idea what her intent is.
No one does.
I mean, that's...
Oh, there you are.
I'm here.
It went too quiet.
I just, am listening to, what you're saying. That no one does.
Yeah. If she could have gone to gouge his eye out, she could have gone to intentionally draw blood from a scratch. You're right.
Right. Yeah. It could have turned into something more serious. And let alone the fact that if he would have been exposed, could his face have been identified, that perhaps he could have been doxxed? Could his family, his children, be threatened because possible. He was offense? It's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Where they get thinking that everything is okay. I mean,
I don't know.
Again, I thought they were peaceful people.
These people are not peaceful.
Uh-uh.
I'm sorry. These people are not peaceful. They're a bunch of morons.
You think they're paid?
I do think a lot of them are paid.
How could we find that out?
I know there are groups that are doing undercover work into it, and the FBI and the other federal agencies are trying to track money that is used to support Antifa and protesters. There is a lot of work being done into it. We should have results or answers sometime in the future. Fingers crossed.
All right, cool.
But I will say they should have whooped her ass. I'm sorry. I get it.
You
Men don't want to hit women, but I'm sorry.
you wanted a real throwdown, huh?
Yeah, I think it would have served her better. She would have learned
There
her
you go.
lesson faster.
Plus, send a message to other people, right?
We're not playing. I agree.
Uh-huh.
And again, this I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, especially from the men. The men who are not okay with men hitting women. I've gone through this like a million freaking times. I don't care if a man won't hit a woman. Like, if I see a woman reach to hit a man in front of me for no reason other than she's a bitch, I am going to whoop her ass because he may not hit you. He may not be comfortable hitting a woman, but I am. So get some female agents out there and have them whoop her ass.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, where are they at?
Oh, women need to be protected. They're on the inside processing the men that they're arresting and the women that are being arrested, I'm sure. That's why there's men on the front line and not so many women on the front line. You need big guys to put people to the ground. A 5'4" woman is not going to be able to drop most of the people in this crowd. Most of them would not be able to do it. Hell, me at 5'9" wouldn't be able to do it.
Right.
So, yeah, I totally get that this needs to happen.
I mean, we saw that with the Secret Service agent that couldn't even get her gun in her holster, supposedly protecting Trump.
And, you know, the thing about that is lack of readiness. She doesn't practice enough. Or she was a desk jockey, and she was not used to pulling a gun. She's not trained properly. I mean, I am not as trained as I should be with my gun, but I don't see myself fumbling when I have to pull a gun.
Right.
It's like, you know that person is not because they've never handled a gun. It's because they have not kept up with their training.
Mm-hmm.
And yet they put them there to defend Trump.
Yep.
And that says a lot. You are sending unprepared, unconditioned desk jockeys to protect the president. Yeah.
Says a lot.
I have issues with it.
So do I.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Let's get through a few more minutes. Because, yeah, this crowd's a bunch of fucking idiots. Wait till you see what's coming.
Not a pellet gun, paint gun, guys, or pepper gun.
Lot where the woman got into a scuffle with them. She was thrown onto the ground, and as agents crossed the street, moving protesters further away, that woman reached up and grabbed the mask of one of the ICE
That's assault.
agents. That's when another one put her in a headlock, and you can see on video.
And she's going to end up with a dislocated rotate. She's going to get a torn rotator cuff the way they're pulling on her arms.
I thought maybe a boob was going to fall off and go flying and hit somebody in the head.
I don't think those are fake, unfortunately. That would have been
They're
funny.
not, but I know, but she could use their support bra system. You know what I mean? Weeble still wobble, and yeah, she could have wobbled somebody. Smackdown.
God.
How'd you knock that ice agent out? Well, I was rotating around when they pulled me, and my boob just accidentally smacked them in the head and knocked them out
Now,
cold.
see, hold on. At this point, they can use this video, to sell their bras. See, my bras are so supportive. She didn't fly out. Sorry.
We didn't have that in the first recording.
We have it now.
We do now. Okay.
I think it's funny. I love that
Yeah.
idea.
Uh-huh.
Sales pitch for that brand. There we go.
Yep.
Oh, God. But I will add that, it is funny that they're only using the pepper balls instead of, like, frozen ice or rubber pellets. I mean, I would like to see, like, like frozen paintballs chucked at
Right.
these people.
Mhm.
I really think that would be a great idea, is just freeze some paintballs.
Well,
It'll
you
knock
and
them
I,
out.
yeah, you and I came up with some ideas that for the agents to play games, and
Yep.
that one of them would be see how many shots you could get during your shift. And I suggested each person has to have their own color ball. That
That
way,
too.
yeah, that way then we would know who shot who. If you're orange and I'm purple, then we could go for anywhere from headshots to, ass shots. So, maybe a dollar.
You hit him in the head, if you hit him in the head, it's 20 points. If you hit him in the ass, it's 50.
There you go. There you go. So we could, yeah, Tom Homan, call us. We got a lot of ideas.
We have a brilliant list of ideas that I think you guys would like. Yeah,
Mhm.
I really do. All right. Let's hit play, get through a few more minutes.
Put up the peace sign. She knew what she was doing right there. She is trying to make what you're going to see, possibly tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, Saturday, what you will probably see is her doing like this, and it's going to be some article of, look how rough the feds were. Look how rough ICE was. Woman peacefully protesting. Feds aggressively put her in a chokehold and take her down. Watch. They're not going to show you that she was the one that agitated it. They're not going to show you that she's the one that instigated it. They're not going to show you any of that. They're just going to show you of them taking her down like that. And while she's trying to put up the piece, I was just saying peace and they grabbed me and snatched me.
Oh, bullshit.
A peace sign. Now, it does appear right now, back live, that there are more federal agents kind of approaching. There's two different facilities here, kind of across the street from each other. And it appears that some agents have come now from the other parking lot across the street. We've seen most of the tensions escalate when cars are coming in and out of the parking lot here. Protesters kind of get riled up during that time as they're opening the gates, moving, in theory, moving undocumented immigrants to and from. A lot happening here, Mike, and we expect things will only grow larger this evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got a question. Who do y'all see out there? Huh? Who do y'all see out there doing all this? Who do you see out there agitating the agents? White people. Looney Tune, far left leaning liberal white people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the immigrants.
Why is
God
that?
suck. ICE.
Say it again.
Why is that? Why is it the white people? Where are the blacks, Hispanics, and other minority groups?
The Hispanics and minorities are hiding, and the white people are there because they have nothing better to do in their lives, and they're rich enough to be able to take off work to go do this.
I see.
That's the only thing I can come up with.
Mm-hmm.
Has no place. ISIS. Look who's out there. Where the group of Negroes at? What? Wait a minute now. What a group of Negro. What a group of black folks out there. It's amazing how they are there. Now listen to me, black people. Listen to me. They were out there with their fist in the air for y'all. Huh? Remember all that? Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. These immigrants, illegal aliens are coming in. They're putting these illegal aliens in your neighborhood. They're not putting them in the suburbs. Naperville, Wambasi, Tinley Park. They putting them in your neighborhoods, in your apartment complexes, right? Kicking y'all out. Immigrants are coming in and they're being paid for. Brought to you by Mayor Johnson, right? Right? You guys are being killed. I showed videos all this week of people being killed in Chicago. The barber, young girls, little girls, a mother, a girl that was an upcoming rapper. She lost someone. I showed y'all all that in Chicago, right? Where are they at? Where are they at with their signs? Stop black people, stop killing black people. Where are they at?
They're never going to show up because they're not paid to at this moment, or the pay wasn't good enough, or because it goes against their narrative that the white man bad. White man bad.
Right.
That's all I can come up with. I mean, like, seriously. This is getting old. It's getting annoying. Oh, all right.
I mean, it's been going on for how long now? With
Forever
no
and
end
a day.
with no end in sight.
Mm-hmm. It sucks. I'll tell you that.
Big time.
Huh? Where were they at? Paid actors, paid agitators, crisis actors. But yet they'll get out here and want to protect the very people that are completely exhausting the resources in Chicago. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Casey, I can imagine there when the sun goes down, it seems like things could escalate pretty quickly there. What are what's the saying on the ground right now from officials there when the sun does go down?
You know, we haven't heard any information from officials, but, and you know what? We hear pepper balls just got shot off just now. So I can guarantee you when the wind blows, it's going to kind of just permeate through the whole area here. Now, ICE officials haven't released any information back to your question. Now, and you know, I do want to point out some of these protesters, like one man right now is lifting up his shirt and kind of like facing the ICE agents on the roof who are shooting. Some of them, it's almost like they're like attracting it. They want.
If they want to get shot by the ICE so bad just to be the martyr of this whole thing, I say let ICE have at it. Unleash them with rubber bullets, paintballs, pepper balls, bean bags. Release the less than lethals on these idiots.
Is that kind of also known as release the Kraken kind of thing?
Fundamentally, yeah, we're going to call it that.
Okay.
I say unleash ICE on them.
Yep. Let them have at it. Go for it.
I agree 100%. These people will get what they deserve, and they will never show up at a protest like that again because they don't actually care about the cause. They're just wanting to be idiots, and they're wanting to cause a problem somewhere.
Well, yeah, not only that, but once the shit hits the fan and they realize they're going to be jailed or taken to the ground or put in handcuffs, then it becomes a totally different story. Previous to that, it was all fun and games, right? It was just, I'm out and about protesting and it's not real. And I am going to the door and I will be hollering because somebody needs to be let out. So if it isn't the child, now it's got to be the dog. Why not?
Oh, they love you. Just remember, they love you.
Uh-huh.
The kids and the dog do. The adults, I can't help you there.
Okay.
But I will stress, kids and dogs love unconditionally.
This is true. All right, go ahead, hit play.
Alrighty.
To kind of be in the middle of it, we do know from lawyers here, they say that 5 people were arrested today, 4 of them released with citations. We presume the woman that we showed video of who was kind of taken down to the ground and then pulled the mask of the ICE agent, she being one of those 5 individuals, unclear if she was one of the people released. We do know an ambulance showed up soon after she was taken into the facility, and we can just assume that she requested medical and that's why the ambulance was here.
Yeah, because she probably said, "Oh, my heart, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. I just put in the peace sign, they choked me, I can't breathe." Yeah, bull crap. You shouldn't have had your butt out there. Actually, Lord, let me stop, y'all. My
He
mind's
is
starting
so
to get bad,
right.
because when you start to assault somebody, you this fair game. That's assault. She grabbed that man's face. Her nails could have scratched his face. Pulled his mask down, tried to expose.
Oh, he just said what you said. Her nails could have scratched him.
Family. That man had every right to completely rock her cranium, and I would have been all for it.
Amen.
I'm just Ty. Yes. People, when you assault someone, whether you are a man or a woman, when you assault someone, you can't say what the person does to you after you assault them. But again,
I liked his idea.
Chicago,
Yeah, I agree.
look who's out there protesting them wanting to clean up the city, protesting them wanting to get illegal criminals out of the city. Look who's out there protesting. Leave them alone. Let them stay. Leave them alone. These are good working people.
Bullshit.
The same exact people. George Floyd was a model citizen. I ain't even about to go down the road and piss y'all off with that, didn't I? Yeah. Oh, so what? Shut up.
I like him. I really do. I like what he had to add. You know,
Yes.
tell him to shut up. It ain't worth their 2 cents ain't gonna matter at that point.
No, it doesn't. You know, and the fact that she needed the paramedics and she needed an ambulance for her fat ass. Really?
Nope, you get what you deserve, Chica.
What did you think this was going to be? A love fest?
Evidently.
All right. What do you got first next?
Alright, next is this was DHS's hit 50,000 or no 5,000 illegal arrests, I believe, in just LA. And is it 50,000 or 5,000 total now?
Oh, total?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was more than 50. Oh, that's a good question.
But this is an older video, so
Right.
it's probably a little bit outdated.
Yeah, what's the date on this video, Crazy B?
I have no clue. It was put into our files, end of September? Mid-September?
Hmm? It's only a couple weeks.
Yeah.
It could be older. Depends.
Well, it's still worth catching.
Yes, let's check it out.
U.S. Border Patrol and Immigration and Customs Enforcement have executed arrests of 5,000 illegal aliens in Los Angeles since June. Homeland Security Secretary
Since
Kristi
June,
Noem
they've done
has a
5,000.
message for
Okay.
criminal illegals in the United States. This is just the beginning. DHS's 5,000th arrest in Los Angeles was Gustavo Garcia Miranda,
It's
an
not
illegal alien from
5,000.
Mexico. Garcia Miranda.
Hold on, I got it.
Go ahead.
That the use of AI is just driving me nuts. It's not 5,000th, 5,000th. Okay, 5,000th. Really, AI? Really? Oh, sorry. And by the way, the content creator for this channel, definitely lazy if they're using AI. All right, I'm done with my rant about AI.
Do they identify that they use AI?
I would have to grab the link and double check, but if not,
Aggravated felon.
um,
He first illegal.
whoops, my finger twitched. If they haven't, YouTube needs to check them because this is very much AI.
Right, definitely.
5,000th arrest, really? It's like facepalm.
Can't make it up.
Nope. Stupidity. All right. Let's hit play.
Illegally entered the U.S. in 2008 and was arrested by Border Patrol for illegal reentry. Today, DHS law enforcement made its 5,000th arrest in Los Angeles. That's 5,000 criminal illegal aliens, gang members, child predators, and murderers taken off our streets. Precious lives saved, families protected, American taxpayers spared the cost of their crimes and the burden of their benefits. Thank you to our brave law enforcement officers. Make no mistake, if you are here illegally, we will find you, arrest you, and send you back. This is just the beginning, said Secretary Kristi Noem. The arrests come in spite of pushback from lawmakers and California politicians who embrace sanctuary city policies. California also faced disruption of rioters who began violently protesting federal agents following increased apprehension rates by ICE agents in Los Angeles in early June. Video footage of the rioting showed individuals throwing bricks and Molotov cocktails at armored vehicles. That prompted President Donald Trump to federalize 4,000 members of the California National Guard within days and an additional 700 Marines to support local law enforcement. DHS emphasizes that despite these challenges, ICE and Border Patrol continued to push forward and deliver on the president's promise to free American communities from illegal alien crime.
7 is isolated and track 71% of crime isolated open.
No, that's not true. Charges and convictions, over 70% of them have pending charges against them or criminal convictions. The others all have final removal orders, which means they're eligible to go back home. Nobody's getting swept up. We're running targeted enforcement operations.
That has been driving me nuts. And I'm going to just say this right now because before I forget, and I'll probably bitch about it later on today when we go live again. These people are like, oh, they're just getting swept up off the streets. You know, due process. Okay, they're screaming about due process. Due process is part of our criminal investigation and part of our criminal process, right?
Yes.
Due process is for our criminals. But these same motherfuckers screaming they want due process are also telling us that these illegals didn't commit a crime. It's just a misdemeanor. And that it's not a criminal offense. Well, if they're not criminals, then they don't deserve due process.
Correct.
I'm just going to put it out there. Quit screaming due process and they're not criminals in the same fucking sentence. It's a contradiction.
Yeah. They want to have it right, and they want to have it both ways.
Yeah.
Right?
No. If they're not a criminal, then there should be no warrants or anything. They should just be removed because they're not criminals. Like, for fuck's sake, if they're not criminals, they don't get due process.
Mm.
Plain and simple.
So then all they would get would be the misdemeanor slap on the wrist with the
and
tickets.
kicked out of the country.
Okay, you want that too.
Oh no, but what I mean by if these idiots want to sit there and scream that, due process, this isn't right. Okay, so we remove them with no due process, no warnings, no proof of anything. Let's just go through, because they're not criminals, but they're still here illegally on a misdemeanor. So what do? You remove them, fine them, and you still make them punished, because a misdemeanor, you get fined, you can get probation, you get punished for misdemeanors, and it stays on your record for easily 7 years. And
Yes.
3 misdemeanors equal a felony. So, yeah,
Right.
It's not a crime, but, 3 times does equal a crime. Yeah, they don't get due process until they're a criminal. So
The
fucking
bottom,
remove them.
yeah, well, the bottom line for me is I don't really care what the hell you call it. You were here in the country illegally. You did not come through the ports of entry and claim asylum. Therefore, you must go. Sorry.
Adios, good riddance, and goodbye.
Don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out. Sorry.
Yep. I say good riddance. Don't let the door
Sayonara.
hit you.
Yep.
We all know that
We're
one,
done.
so.
We're done. I
Alright.
mean, it's out of control.
I've had it with this bullshit of, oh, but they're not criminals. Well, if they're not criminals, they don't deserve due process.
Mm-hmm.
Make up your fucking minds. Are they criminals or not? They're just throwing out all these legal terms, hoping to confuse idiots into falling for their bullshit.
And people do fall for it because they're not stopping to think about the two opposing opinions. They don't equate to one another. They're listening to whatever information is being thrown at them and they're not questioning it.
Exactly. I've had enough of this. I swear I hear one more jackass scream, they're not criminals and they deserve due process, all in the same sentence, and I might choke someone out.
Uh-oh. I'll try to
Luckily, I'm
remember that.
bedbound. Luckily, I'm bedbound, so I can't get to anybody, so they're just better not say it to my face. So
There you
don't
go.
come and dox me and try to find me, because it won't go well. But while I'm stuck in bed, just quit being a moron for those
Right.
people. It's like, and yeah, so in case anyone wants to claim it's a threat, I am literally bedbound. How am I going to do this? Like, fuck off. But
Right.
just, it's like the stupidity and the desperation of dumbasses. Like, it's like natural selection. The Romans had it right. If your child is defective, chuck him off a cliff. Sorry. That's not
There'd be a
exactly
lot of
nice, but I think it
Right, but
helps society.
there would be a lot of kids chucked off the cliff. You know that mothers would be
Was it
like,
the
"Yeah, you're
Romans or the
gone."
Greeks? I can't remember. Was it the Greeks that did that or the Romans?
Not sure.
Anyways, let me hit play, but I just wanted to point that out. I've been hearing so much of these jackasses screaming, it's not illegal to cross the border, and then screaming they're owed due process. But they're not
Right.
criminals, so they don't get due process any more than you or I would if we've done nothing wrong. You don't get due process for doing nothing wrong, dumbasses. Anyways.
Across the country, and using our case files and our information to know who is a criminal in this country that needs to be removed and who has a final removal order. Nothing's changed. Huh? What's wrong with our targeting? Well, they're not following the law if they're here illegally. There's a right way to come to this country. And so, yes, I'm talking about criminals in these situations, absolutely. But we also have every situation where we have those that have final removal orders need to go home because their due process is over and they have their papers. 70% of these individuals that we have gone out and arrested and removed from the country have had those pending charges and criminal convictions against them.
I don't expect you to know the details of those specific days, so I wanted to give you a little context that calls for a broader answer on the question. A couple months ago, ICE publicized the arrest of two men that they were responsible for a mass shooting in Chicago. Your agency named them and they got a lot of coverage. However, they have still not been charged in that mass shooting. So my question is whether it's the same prison in El Salvador or two men accused here in Chicago of a mass shooting, is it responsible for ICE to publicly accuse people of violent crimes before they've been charged?
Well, we follow cases and prosecute cases and turn them over for prosecution just like any other law enforcement agency does. So when we sweep up somebody who's committed an act of violence like that and turn it over, that is public information that is out there. And people need to know who is perpetuating these crimes. And we continue building cases then on who they're affiliated with. Is there further dangers? Our investigators are some of the best in the country that are out there making sure that not only is that person now incarcerated, but who were they affiliated with that could be another danger that we need to continue to look at. So
Even if they haven't been officially charged?
I would say we follow the exact same process every federal agency does, every state agency does for law enforcement. So we have not changed our methods or how we handle cases or how we even communicate about them than we have since the very beginning, or how the Biden administration did, or the Obama administration. We do it exactly the same. What I wish is you guys would talk about the victims more. How many people were shot in that mass shooting? How many people were victimized? How are their families doing? You all spend so much time talking about the poor justice for these criminals that are harming individuals every single day, and you don't even think twice to go talk to a mom who's now lived for a year and a half without her daughter. Go talk to somebody and see how they're doing, trying to get their kids to school, not sure if they're safe. So I would encourage you to remember that there's always victims in these situations, and many times you're
I like the
focusing
way
on the
she
one who
handled
made them
that.
a victim.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I mean, and that's one thing that we don't hear enough about is the victims.
Yes, and the follow-ups on them.
Correct. Unless it's something extremely egregious, the average person is just being lost
Uh-huh.
and treated as if nothing happened. You know, it's no big deal. You know, yeah, they
Just part of
were,
life.
just move on, nothing to see here.
It's messed up. And again, the media focuses on the fear factor. That's all that matters, is scaring everybody into watching more and more and keep them in a
Right.
state of panic. I don't watch the news except when we're doing the live streams and the recordings. I don't watch it. It's rare. If I see something come across, I might watch it, but for the most part, no, I don't.
I get that. That makes sense.
And again, I've seen titles and stuff that looked interesting. I've sent them to you and others to watch. But when it comes to the news, I rarely watch it. I'm so sick of it.
You know, I only see something on mainstream media if I happen to catch it in a search engine style. I cannot be bothered with, and that includes Fox News and other conservative stations. I'm just done with it. You know, if there's a story that we're interested in, then we go out and get various sources, including mainstream media. Don't get me wrong. Excuse me, it's not like we don't use them, but I'm not spending, like I used to, hours glued to the TV on my tablet. I'm just like, I'm done.
Uh-huh. I haven't turned on, I have not watched a news station, actual news, for over 20 years.
Wow.
We're talking 20 years since I last bothered watching the news.
It's a long time.
Again, it's like, everyone's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't watch it. I might come across something pertaining to it, but I don't actually watch the news. I want the weather. I have an app on my phone where I can Google it. What's the weather for today? I have not needed the news for a long time. And surprisingly, I've still been pretty up to date on all the shit that was going on because of conversations with other people.
Right,
You don't
right.
have to watch the news 24/7. You don't have to be submerged in it 24/7. And that's where I think a lot of people struggle, and it leads to depression and anxiety problems, and they don't notice it, that they're going through it. It's because they get caught up in the algorithm rabbit hole, and they just get sucked down. Look how quickly we got sucked in this morning, trying to find one picture, and all of a sudden we ended up with 3 more links.
Yes. And well, that was the 3 that we used, that we kept. How many did we? what did you go through and what did I go through? You know,
Exactly.
and you and I just had a discussion not too, probably early last week where I needed a little bit of downtime. Now, I was still pulling stuff that was interesting, but I was not doing my normal routine that I have in place because it's wearing me down.
Yes,
You
it
know, this
does.
constant negativity, this constant pushback of, you know, opposing views all of the time and trying to remain a impartial, you know, observer to it all is extremely difficult.
That it
Extreme.
is.
You know, when I am definitely, you know, more right leaning and, uh, you know, have somewhat a central position, but I'm probably more right than I am. I don't. It depends on the topic. Okay,
I
that's really
know.
what it comes down to. I can't say one way or another. It depends on the
That's
topic.
why I see good and bad in both sides, and I will not
Right.
tie to a party because they're all fucking idiots and corrupt.
Yes, ma'am.
Why would I tie myself to a party that's just as corrupt as the other party that they're complaining about? So
Right.
fuck these politicians. I say we start fresh. Get rid of these idiots.
Works for me. All right, Crazy Bee. With that being said, it is 3:22, so that wasn't too bad. We had a little under an hour. Will this be enough to put together with the other video we have and make one complete video, do you think?
Well, the other videos that were already completed, but we can record more to add to this one later.
Oh, I thought this was getting attached to number 2. I thought that was
No,
only.
no. This is starting episode 6 or part
Oh,
6.
I thought this was okay. Then I thought this had to go to the end of 5. I thought 5 was only like an hour and
No,
40 minutes.
5 ended up being 2 hours after I got done editing everything.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so so we need to keep moving then, huh?
Unless you got something to do, we can just pause this here and come back later, or we can start something new. I mean, we're only halfway through this video.
Oh, I thought the video was over. Yeah, sorry. I'm dazed and confused. Yeah, if we can finish up no later than 4, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, yeah, we should be done in a few. There's only another less than 5 minutes on
Okay.
this. I think it's right about 5 minutes,
Okay.
and we'll of course pause and talk through it. But
I thought
just
yeah,
that's where
I
we're at.
apologize. We were done.
Oh, it's all right. No, we're not
But
quite done, but we are.
if I'd look up at the big screen, I'd see that there was time remaining.
Yeah, you get to see more of it than the people in the audience will see. They don't get to
Yeah.
see the time bar.
Yeah, but I'm not used to seeing it, so it's something new for my eyes to appear. Here's the big bar.
Yeah, it's nice that Discord's finally cooperating and letting you watch it too.
Exactly. Knock on wood. Knock, knock, knock.
Yep, knocking on wood.
Yep.
All right, let me hit play. We'll get through this and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that you can't hear the
Well, actually,
questions.
the 20 million
No,
campaign was
I
to
just
send a
turned my
message to
ear.
people that if they were here in this country illegally, that they should go home on their own. If they wait until we arrest them and we have to remove them, they'll never get the chance to come back to the United States. So it wasn't just on the app, it was also encourage them to voluntarily go home. We know thousands and thousands of people have used the app, but we also know that hundreds of thousands of people have left on their own, not utilizing a government program to do so. I've been to, I think, 10 different Central American and South American countries and visited with their presidents, with their foreign ministers, interacted with the Department of State, and over again, I'm hearing that hundreds of thousands of their citizens are coming home voluntarily. They've seen the ads, they've seen the messages on social media that if they go home on their own, they'll get the opportunity to come back to the United States the right way. And so most of these countries as well are setting up programs to welcome their individuals home. They have housing loan programs that they're setting up. They're allowing them to have food assistance for several months. Several of the countries I've recently visited with are training individuals and workers to come home because their economy has a need for those individuals. So sending that message has been extremely helpful in making sure that people know that here we're going to enforce our laws and that there's a right way to come to this country. And you're going to be allowed to do that if you voluntarily leave. We can get it for you, but each specific country has given it to us along the way. But I would say we believe over 1 million people have gone home on their own. Since we have started this administration. Yes. Yes.
I have a question. How can we double check those numbers? Who's doing the head count? And are these numbers faked? Are they adjusted, inflated,
Yeah.
erased? I mean, I want to know more. Like, we're just taking their word for it that there was 1 million that left. I mean, we're taking their word for it that 11 million came in. We don't
Right.
know. No one's actually sat and rounded them up and done a head count like you do for classroom. There's no roll
Right.
call. So we don't know all these numbers are correct. We just assume that this is correct.
Well, I guess they've based it on the previous entry into the United States that was done illegally, right? So
Yeah.
all told, the claim is anywhere between 21 to 25 million people here illegally.
Yeah.
And that's on the low ball end. But again, where they're getting those numbers and what's making it up, that if you had to go line item by line item and say, here it is, D here, blah, 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 back and forth, I have never seen that anywhere. And again, that would require that agencies actually talk to one another, and you don't think that's going to happen.
Well, I mean, they have a system in place, like for the gun laws, that if you're commit a crime, and it's the job of the state and local police to make sure that that information gets updated to the gun registry place, and if they don't update it, that's how criminals. And I've my understanding, when I did some research into this, there was something like 15,000 pending things that have not been sent up, and it's like, what? And how many others? How many others? How many? I mean, like, when the states and the federal government do not communicate properly because of understaffing or whatever, it's not okay. Because then nobody is up to date. They need to make sure this information goes across the board. And it should show from beginning to end the exact same number.
But it doesn't.
How do you end up with dozens of different numbers?
And how is it okay?
It's not. Oh, it is
I know.
absolutely not.
I hear you.
Yep. It's bizarre. Anywho, let me hit play.
Maybe it's in that woman's bra.
ICE is always wearing something that identifies them, who they are, and what operation they're out on. I would say that they wear masks at times to protect their identities from dangerous situations. The leadership teams, we leave that up to them to discern what's necessary in certain situations. And with the rise in violence that we continue to see against these officers, with that 1,000% increase, it's making sure that they are safe while they do this job and that they get home to their families at night too is incredibly important. Yes, I would like to see that, because they have identification, they have gone into situations, and when they have been out looking for these dangerous criminals and have been verbally identifying themselves, and if there is a mask required, it's for their safety because of the situation that they're encountering. Yeah, it'll be within weeks, because we're going to give them credit for what they already know. If they're former law enforcement, they already have training and certifications that we will honor and look at. They'll still go through testing, they'll still go through drug testing and physical tests and all of that, but we want to make sure that it's an expedited, where we check the box if they have the experience, then it helps us not keep them stalled out in an academy for weeks at a time. Sure.
How ICE operations have been impeded by sanctuary city policies, if they have, and you feel like you're still on target to reach the amount of arrests that you would like in those sanctuary areas?
Well, the lack of information sharing is hard. I would say anybody who serves in law enforcement would say they're used to partners. They're used to being able to call up a local law enforcement officer, a sheriff, a highway patrol officer, and say, hey, do you have any information on this individual that is a murderer that's been cited in your city? That's not happening in Illinois. And when we're calling on those most dangerous individuals, when they're being released from your prisons, they're not even letting us know, not honoring our detainers. When we lodge a detainer against someone, it's when you let that person out of jail who's been paying the consequences, let us know so that we can pick them up and get them out of the country. Illinois is not.
And how easy would that be? Instead of letting them back out onto the street, right? How easy would that be for them to pick up the phone? ICE comes in, arrests them right there, to get them on a plane to be deported to whatever respective country. But no, they got to be released. They got to be released back out onto the street to wreak havoc. Okay.
Yep. That is the current system.
Alrighty then. Thank you for confirming that.
Yep, we got a few more seconds.
We know that those dangerous criminals are going to run free. And many times we go into situations where we don't necessarily have the law enforcement to play a backup role. There are times where we bring more individuals in, more federal officers, because we believe we need to do that for security reasons. So we have great partnerships across the country, over 800 of them, with state and local law enforcement in other states. We wish we had that here. We wish we could build those partnerships. We're gonna keep plugging away, and for us, it's about getting dangerous people off the streets. So our target is to get dangerous people off the streets.
Alrighty. Yeah, let's get dangerous people off the streets, but let's also, use common sense on all of this too.
Right.
I'm so sick and tired of illegals running the streets, having fun, getting away with stuff, getting all these benefits, sending all this money back to another country, and not giving a rat's ass about what's going on here. I'm just not okay with it. I'm not.
I'm cooked. I mean, since you've met me, we're going on 3+ years, I think now.
Give or take.
And you know that this has been my soapbox. It's getting old.
You think we'd be getting something new for a change? Something more efficient, more effective, less stupidity.
Right, and we're not. It seems like it's getting stupider.
It's getting worse.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, don't yawn.
I didn't have much choice, sorry.
Okay, well, it's contagious from the south to the north and the north to the south, and never the two shall meet. Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Wednesday, October 15th at 12:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as usual, Crazy Bee and I are getting ready to transport to the future. We're not quite sure when this will play. Probably 3 weeks from now, would you say, Crazy Bee? 4 max?
Whenever. It's like whenever we need them. So, and now that we're doing Mondays, it could be next week. It could be 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But
it all depends.
It'll be
yes.
within the month, probably.
And it is still relevant information that you need to know of what has been going on. This is a continuation of illegal immigration, and as we discussed previously, we are cleaning out the files so that newer content can be brought in with some of the things that have occurred in the country, the tariffs, Charlie Kirk deaths, other things have taken precedence over what we would normally be doing. We have some other projects in the pipeline that we've been working on, so we'll see how things go. We've been busy, I'll tell you that. And then given our computer issues, which is one thing is funnier than another. I mean, who would have thought the cats would have destroyed the keyboard and the mouse that was only up for less than 10 days? But, yeah. So we're going to go.
Boards once a week. They will not show
Yeah.
them again.
Well, we're going back to the wireless, so we'll see. We'll get that set up a little bit later. But, so we're on the laptop, and we shall see how things go.
Yes, we should. I got to share screen with you. That would do a lot of help.
You think? Perhaps?
All right, here we go.
Now, Nick Sorter, let's bring Nick in. He's still there in Portland, Oregon. He joins me now. Nick, what was going through your mind? You speak to the Portland police for 7 to 8 minutes, and then they arrest you and put you in handcuffs.
Yeah, Kaylee, when they say they make arrests based on observed behavior, in these circumstances, I believe that observed behavior was being a conservative. Just being totally honest with you. You saw the video. There was another video that came out yesterday showing a close-up of what happened, and nobody, even my biggest detractors, cannot take that video and say I was the aggressor in the situation. Simply trying to walk down the sidewalk with my camera. I'm actually walking to my car at the time, and they jump in the way. They block me. They start surrounding me, and I keep trying to walk around them, and they continue to push me, and then eventually one of them throws a punch. So, and then 20 seconds later, I end up in a hole. And then what do I do after that? I get up and I walk over to the Portland police, not to report anybody, because honestly, I didn't expect anything to be done anyway. I just walk over there for a little bit of safety. Maybe it'll calm down a little bit for a few minutes. But instead, I sit there 7 or 8 minutes, and a sergeant walks up and points to me and says to the officers, cuff him. No reason given. The officers didn't know what they were doing. But in Portland here, Kaylee, at this point, the officers, your rank and file officers, do not do anything unless they are given a direct order to by one of their superiors. So somebody made the call to have me arrested. We just don't know who yet, and I think we're going to find out.
Were any of the agitators who assaulted you arrested?
Yeah, well, that is to be found out, because the agitators decide they're going to wear masks and such. So it's very hard to be able to positively identify who is who. So I don't know, but I do know that that entire night in the city of Portland, while I was in the jail, 3 people came through. 3.
So he gets arrested for just going near the cops, hoping to deter idiots. Gets arrested. And well, he's one of 4 people who are arrested the entire night.
Correct.
Make that make sense.
It doesn't. And, you've made statements, Crazy Bee, that previously, numerous times, that it's always the higher ups that are making the decisions for the street cops, either to stand down or who to arrest or who to do what to. Yep. So as he said, somebody called and said to have him arrested. That's bullshit.
Only thing that makes any sense.
Yes, ma'am.
Only thing that makes any degree of sense.
Uh-huh.
And why him? All he was doing was trying to get video footage of what's going on. Why don't not only him getting video footage?
Well, they also on that video, they have it where they took his equipment and destroyed it. They broke his camera and, other things that he had. So they had legitimate perpetrators in this case, and they just turned around and they pick up the reporter, the actual journalist,
We
a
shouldn't be
journal.
surprised because this has been going on for over a year now.
Well, it's been, in Portland, actually, I would
I don't think it ever
contend,
ended since
no,
2019.
that's correct. I say it never ended.
Yeah,
Since
it's
the
like,
summer,
why?
since the summer of love. Yep.
So, like, and again, we shouldn't be surprised because this has been an ongoing thing, but
Right.
it shouldn't be happening at all. I mean, he wasn't
And
doing
if
anything to anybody. He didn't go up and punch someone first.
correct.
At
And if
least
you
not that we
haven't,
know of.
right. And if you haven't done so, please go and watch the video before this one. Which part would that be, Crazy B? I'm sorry, 5? Would that be?
Part 4 and then part 5 will be before this one. So, yeah.
Right. But yesterday was part 5. We did part 5, correct?
No, we put up part 4.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize. We initially had a pre-recorded that got dumped, got lost in the ethernet. So we reported on it live, and we kind of took a 7-minute segment into almost 50 minutes. If you did not see it or hear it, it's from Thursday, October the 14th. In the very beginning of the episode, you will see morons naked laying in front of the ICE office.
That was during the live last night. Yes.
Correct. Yes. So we were crazy on the live. So that was dated October the 14th. If you have not done so, Portland is losing its ever-loving mind. Or perhaps
Portland,
it's already
Chicago, New York. But people in Memphis
Philadelphia.
are happy as all hell.
Uh-huh.
Memphis, you could start letting your kids walk around again.
Mm.
But Memphis allowed the National Guard to come in and help out. So, there's
Right.
a difference.
Right.
But yeah, it's we had some really good coverage these past few days and things that we've gotten recorded and stuff. Absolutely worthwhile content.
Yes. So please go back if you have not done so and watch the video before this. As I said at the beginning of the video, not only were Crazy B and myself out of control, but the chat was way out of control.
Chat's always fun. It is so fun. Especially on the topics that we covered. Oh my god, they went batshit. They had way too much fun. And then I did look it up. So that golf ball thing we were looking at in that episode is considered less than lethal.
Is it really?
Yes. And it can be purchased on Amazon.
No. How much is it?
I haven't checked out the price yet. I just was reading up on it.
Do you like mayonnaise?
Huh.
So, yeah. It's definitely oh my god, go watch the video, folks. Go watch the video.
Okay.
All right. Let's finish hitting play.
So, in this entire major U.S. city, there were only 3 arrests total in the rest of the city that entire night. And it's weirdly coincidental, I guess, that I just happened to be one of them when I'm just on the street with a camera. I mean, there are people with iPhones everywhere recording everything while you're down here, and nobody nobody has been able to produce any evidence that I was an aggressor in this situation.
What did police say to you when you're in the police car? What did they say to you then? What did they say as they were processing you?
Not much of anything, actually, Kaylee, because they didn't know for an entire hour what they were charging me with. I was in the back of the squad car.
They held him for an hour, not even knowing what they were charging him with?
Wow.
Usually when you arrest someone, you have at least something in mind.
Yeah, exactly. Disorderly conduct. I mean, how hard? Yes, how hard would that have been to say? I arrested you for disorderly conduct.
But they couldn't even do that because he wasn't even being disorderly.
Correct. Yep.
That would have been a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd
Well, I
love
think
to see him go after him for some kind of like, what is that, curfew? That'd be fucking funny.
Yep.
Oh Lord! I'm curious what they charged him with. Oh, what idiots!
Dumbasses. I'm telling you, they've lost their mind.
Oh, that is definitely an understatement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see how bad it gets.
Okay.
Asking the officers, and they had no idea. They had to eventually, like, we were getting close to the jail, and they're like, well, we still don't have charges for him. So they had to pull over and wait. And then they got a phone call from their lieutenant who told them to get out of the car. That way they could talk on the phone without me hearing the conversation. And then they came back with a disorderly conduct charge, which I don't know about you, but the videos that you've probably seen.
Wait, he did get disorderly? And that still can't be proven.
Right.
And isn't disorderly conduct a misdemeanor? So technically it's not a crime?
Right. It's usually you just get a citation.
Yeah, that was me. Or no, I got disturbing the peace, not disorderly conduct. There was a difference. Okay, but still, this is BS.
Exactly.
Okay. Wow.
Coming out of here, disorderly conduct, setting things on fire in the middle of the street, screaming in megaphones at 3 o'clock in the morning, spray painting the sides of federal buildings, assaulting officers. Is any of that disorderly conduct? Or is, just being a conservative, is that a threat to, their order out here? So that they call that disorderly? I don't know. We're trying to figure it out.
I wasn't aware that journalism was disorderly conduct. I guess now I am, Nick.
Right.
Do you plan on suing the city of Portland or the Portland Police Bureau?
Well, that's to be determined, but what, I'm not going to show my cards on that one just yet, but what I will say is I did get a phone call from Attorney General Pam Bondi yesterday, which was very nice of her to do. She was very engaged. I mean, just moments after me stepping out of that jail cell, promised that that she was going to order immediately a full investigation into the Portland Police Bureau. And not just for my arrest, but the fact that they didn't bother arresting the dude or the chick, or at least what we think is a chick. You really don't know out here, Kaylee, to be totally honest with you. That beat Katie Daviscourt, the Post Millennial reporter, with a pole the other day.
Hold on.
All I see is a blue dinosaur. That's all I see. That and a pink flamingo.
Yeah.
And what were we told? And what were we told by one of the viewers? Holes and poles. That's what we saw. That's all that's coming to my.
Holes or poles. Yeah.
Exactly. And again, if you didn't see yesterday's live from October the 14th, please go take a look at it. I did welcome everybody in, didn't I? I don't remember doing that.
My earbud fell out.
Did I welcome everybody in?
Yeah, you did.
All right. Well, I feel like I didn't, so I'm going to do it again. Good
Well,
afternoon, everybody.
it doesn't matter because it's pre-recorded. It's going to go with a video that has one or the other anyways.
Oh, I thought this was. Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. I thought this was a separate video. This is getting attached to that other one.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. This is the part 2 to part 6.
Okay. Just leave it all in. It makes for how stupid we are. I am.
Yeah, but you did. You gave the date and the time and everything.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, I just wanted to thank everybody for joining Wrecked Sisters. Please make sure that you like, follow, comment, share, and subscribe. We're getting a lot of views, but we're not getting enough people liking or following us. And if you don't do that, we're not going to get any moolah, also known as money, which we desperately need because we are $600 in debt. We have Cash App up. Anybody that is interested, please. We beg of you. I beg of you. Crazy Bee isn't a beggar. I am at this point. Even a couple dollars goes a long way in us being able to create content for you. So, with that being said, hit play. Hit play.
The police officer was standing right next to the person and didn't bother, prosecuting or arresting or even saying anything to the individual. Just let it happen. So the DOJ, full investigation on both of those things, and I think they're going to be royally screwed when what's uncovered, not just in our cases, but in cases of people that don't have the platform or voices that we have to complain about it, if that makes sense.
No, it makes total sense. Nick Sorter, you're a brave journalist, and I hope that you keep up the journalism despite everything that you've incurred, a night in jail, and so much more. Thank you so much for your bravery.
There have been journalists who were tortured and killed, held hostage. He seems like a typical journalist to me, more than a brave, heroic one. But he's decent. He's doing his job.
Right.
Most journalists do their job of getting to the bottom of things. And back in the day, a lot of journalists were getting arrested routinely for trespassing and nosing where they didn't belong.
Right.
That used to be par for the course.
Right. Absolutely.
So, what we have up next is, I believe, the National Guard moving into Chicago.
How much more time did we need to add to that other video?
Probably about 30 minutes. So we can do one more short video and it'll be good.
Okay. Maybe we could attach one of the happy if you go under, is it under happy stuff or something like that under the tabs?
I have it saved differently because I'm not pulling up links. I downloaded, I think, most of those shorts.
Okay. So if you want to, we could end with one of the happy shorts or something if you want to. All right.
All right. Do we want to get to that next topic?
Yes. Yes.
Them moving in? Yep.
Yeah.
All right. And next, come on.
So here's what's really happening in Chicago right now as we speak, and why this is about to explode in the biggest showdown between federal and local government, frankly, since the Civil War. Now, as you know, President Trump just deployed over 2,200 National Guard troops to Washington, D.C., and crime dropped by an astonishing 84%. Now he's threatening to do the same thing in Chicago, and the Democrat leadership there is having a complete meltdown. But the numbers don't lie. This Labor Day weekend saw 54 people shot and 7 killed. That's double the casualties from last year. And the footage coming out of Chicago looks like a war zone. Now, ICE agents have been in Chicago for the last several weeks, cracking down on illegal immigration as part of President Trump's directive to triple ICE arrest quotas to 3,000 daily nationwide. Chicago's seen a dramatic increase in enforcement. In fact, there have been over 5,000 ICE arrests in Chicago alone just over the last few months. And that federalization of law centered on illegals is now enlarging to deal with the out-of-control crime situation as a whole. And their failed mayor, Brandon Johnson, is having an absolute temper tantrum over it. Take a look.
No federal troops in the city of Chicago. No militarized force in the city of Chicago. We're going to defend our democracy in the city of Chicago. We're going to protect the humanity of every single person in the city of Chicago.
Now, unfortunately for Mayor Johnson, even his fellow Democrats are beginning to defect, and they are begging Trump to send in federal troops to stop the carnage. Democrat Alderman Raymond Lopez, who's publicly breaking with his own party, he's calling on his fellow Democrats to work with President Trump to solve Chicago's out-of-control crime.
We should be working to make sure that we are in coordination with each other. There's nothing stopping the mayor of the city of Chicago, the governor of the state of Illinois, from picking up the phone and reaching out to the president of the United States and saying, what can we do to be on the same page? We should all be looking to continuously decrease the amount of victims in our city and in our state. And instead, we're getting into this tit-for-tat social media back and forth nonsense, which is only putting the people of Chicago and the people of Illinois in the middle, in the crosshairs of the criminals who are going to use this time to exploit and go crazy, as we're continuing to see this weekend, where we've had multiple mass shootings, multiple victims, and no one wants to talk about them. I hear the governor talking about an invasion, an insurrection. I hear the mayor writing useless orders against the federal government. But what no one is talking about is, if our crime stats are decreasing, why can't we push with Donald Trump's help and decrease them even more? How many victims are we comfortable?
I got to pause right here. The crime stats aren't lowering. They're changing the definition of crime.
That's correct.
So
and
that's why I don't want Trump's help.
Right. And I know that to be true because I did crime statistics and I know what we changed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, take for an example a aggravated assault. Could that be downgraded to something else? Perhaps.
I'm sure that's exactly what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And this is why they don't want help from the outside, because their crime stats aren't lowered. They're altered. There's a difference.
Yep.
With, because that's ultimately the subtext of what the mayor and the governor are saying, is that we are comfortable with the amount of victims we have right now. We don't need to improve on our numbers any further than that.
And Alderman Lopez is not alone. Wait until you see who's now on Trump's side in all of this. This is going to absolutely blow you away, if you can believe it. Even MSNBC's Morning Joe is turning on the Democrats with this one. Take a look.
Concern is you have leaders in Chicago that see this, as you say. We've been reading about this for years now, every weekend, and maybe crime has gone down. But, you know, we had the mayor of Chicago on last week saying, oh, we don't need any more police officers. Police officers aren't the answer. No police officers. You know, I think he said no 5 times. You look what's happening this weekend. You look so, you know, I actually think that J.B. Pritzker should do something radical. I think he should pick up the phone, call the president, and say, you know and I know you don't have the constitutional authority to deploy the National Guard here and to police my. You can do that in D.C. You can't do that in Chicago. But let's partner up. These are the most dangerous parts of my state. We would love to figure out how to have a partnership that's constitutional, that respects the sort of balance of federalism between the federal government and the state government. And let's work together to save lives. Because right now, just hey, nothing to see here moving along. No problem here. Hey, Donald Trump, we don't need you. And, you know, the mayor talking about we're going to protect people's dignity in our city. Well, protect their lives. That's protecting their dignity. You know, it would be radical for us to figure out a way to actually do what I've been saying from the very beginning on Washington, and that is seeing politicians creating partnerships that protect their people.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, who would have
You
ever
know-
imagined the old Republican Joe Scarborough would be coming back? But there he is. There, you heard him. And it's so
Wow.
simple to see.
You know, this is again when MSNBC even suggests that Chicago is that bad. But the frickin' mayor and the governor are fudging numbers to try and keep Trump out. When boots on the ground, cameras on the ground say the exact opposite.
Right.
So, yeah. I don't trust what the media is saying in there. He's right.
Well, not only that, but the fact that they're saying, "Oh yeah, now we need a partnership." You know what I mean? Really?
Well, I mean, a partnership would have been suggested years ago.
Exactly.
When it was at its worst.
Exactly. Why all of a sudden now was it okay? Why has he changed his tune? You know what I mean?
Well,
He's such a
the newscaster changing his tune. No politicians actually accepted it, except
right,
in a couple states.
Right. Oh, I don't know, Crazy Bee.
I don't know either, but hey, this is the world we live in. It's fucked up.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's
Can't
get to the
disagree there.
Yeah, I know. It's so fucked up. We don't have a choice but to agree that it's fucked up.
Yeah, I know. At least we agree on one thing, huh?
Well, we agree on quite a few things, but the fucking government and world is definitely top of the list.
Most definitely.
All right, let's hit play.
Okay.
Why? Republicans are about governing in accordance with reality, whereas Democrats are about imposing a radical ideology on reality. That's the key difference. Republicans want to govern in accordance with reality, whereas Democrats want to impose a radical ideology on reality. And that's what's really freaking the Democrats out here in all of this. The reason why Democrats are so freaked out is because they know that if Trump is able to effectively clean up our cities the way he closed the border and is cleaning up D.C., the Democrats' own constituents will inevitably turn on them. Precisely because safety and security are properly basic to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? We were talking about this on the Timcast show last week with Jack Posobiec, but the psychologist Abraham Maslow graphed out and prioritized in a foundational order the properly basic needs of all humans. And as you can see, safety and security needs are second only to food, air, and water, according to Maslow's hierarchy. And so if Trump is successful in restoring those basic human needs, then he's going to politically appeal to the widest possible number of people. This is exactly what happened with El Salvador's Nayib Bukele. President Bukele's police and law enforcement.
Go ahead.
Okay. No, I didn't say anything.
I swear I just said heard you say hold on.
No, not a word. I'm just listening. You're losing your mind. You're losing your mind.
Well, we've known that.
Okay.
All right, let me go back to play.
Reforms, they led El Salvador away from being the single most violent nation on the planet, the murder capital of the world, to being the safest nation in the Western Hemisphere. And as a result, they won re-election with an astonishing 85% of the vote. Again, this is
I find that so hard to believe.
Okay, just making sure I didn't hear it in my head again.
I did it deliberately to see if you're losing it or not. I'll just add to it, Now I'm hearing things you say. But it's hard to believe that El Salvador was able to make that switch so quickly. I don't know. I just find that even kind of on the...
the only one. Who's that other dude? That looks like he's
Right. Yeah, I know.
His country around pretty damn fast too, and a lot of people want him dead.
Hmm.
So I mean, it's possible. It's just
Yeah, well, look at, yeah, that is true. Look at DC, a drop of 84%. You know what I mean? So that's kind of hard to believe. Yeah.
It is, but it works. And again, you still got to wonder how many people are changing the definitions of a crime to lower
Correct.
certain numbers.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
mean, it just
Make
goes
it look
bad all
good.
around.
Right. Make it look good. You know, and again, it's very easy to do on, you know, assaults, grapes, all of that kind of stuff, right? Very easy to downgrade. So,
It's one of those things that has been happening since the beginning of time.
yes, ma'am. Well, since they started tracking them, at least.
It's
All
messed
right.
up. It is really messed up that we even have people in power doing stuff like that just so
Yep.
they look good. They
Good.
look good. Not anybody
Yeah.
else. Them.
Yeah. Correct.
So selfish.
Yep. Very much so.
Hierarchy of needs. Right? Nayib Bukele didn't have to impose a leftist ideology on reality. He just realigned Salvadoran politics with reality. And the result was that 85% of the country realigned with him. This is precisely what the Democrats fear the most about what Trump is doing here. He is realigning urban politics with reality and effectively breaking the stranglehold of the radical Marxist ideology that far-left politicians have been imposing on urban politics for decades. And what Trump is doing works the other way around. Restoring public safety in realigning urban politics with reality, he disproves and refutes the fundamental claims common to most Democrat mayors, which is that their urban constituents are suffering these social pathologies like rampant crime and violence because the system is broken. The system is racist. It's bigoted. It's rigged against you. You get this all the time from Brandon Johnson, Chicago. You get this all the time from Karen Bass in L.A., Ma'am Donnie in New York.
Wait, for all these years that the system's been rigged against them and they've been in power of the city and they've
Exactly. Democrats.
laws, but the crime still hasn't gone away.
Right. And remember, they're Democrat cities. So why hasn't it changed? It isn't like a Republican's gotten in there and messed things up.
Where's
Correct.
the utopia thing?
That's what they want, isn't it?
Why didn't they enforce the utopia? The states are
Huh?
so different than federal. You could have a completely utopian state. Why isn't it there?
Right.
If it works so well, prove us wrong. Oh, but every time they implement this stuff, it only makes matters worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, California, New York, Chicago. Like, are we the only ones who see the bigger picture? Oh.
I couldn't tell you. It's a good question.
Imbeciles in those areas. That is all I can really add to.
Yep.
York is doubling down on all this nonsense. The system is irreparable, and therefore it needs to be replaced by a more Marxist system. But if Trump can solve the problem, if the problems are not specific to the system, if he can use the system to solve the problem, then he refutes the cultural Marxist claims. Just like he refuted the claim that you needed Congress to pass legislation to secure the border. You didn't need new legislation. You didn't need a new system. You just need a new president. You just needed new leadership to break.
What they needed to do was enforce the laws that were already on the books.
Right. They were already there, but nobody will do their job.
Yeah, so they just want more laws so they don't have to do their job. And then those laws
Right.
need more laws and more laws. And Seriously.
And we need gun control. Don't forget about that.
Yeah, but there's plenty of gun laws on the books. Nobody enforces them.
Right?
They're not enforcing them, or they're not reporting them properly, or whatever the circumstance. And even then, what criminal is going to a gun shop to buy a gun? And then getting it
Mm.
registered at the local police department and stuff.
And getting fingerprinted and stuff. Yeah, right.
And passing
Okay.
the background check.
Right, right.
What criminal is doing that?
Passing the background check. Oh, that's funny. Hey, I'm here to get fingerprinted and get my background check done. But I belong to one of the cartels. Okay. Yeah, okay, dude. We'll take care of you.
I'm going to buy this perfectly legal gun with all my perfect identity so I can go rob the bank. Or before I go and shoot up that school, let me make sure all my permits and stuff are in place.
Right, right.
Fucking
Yep.
idiots. They're gun controlling the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, yeah. So, yeah, let's keep enforcing the books that are on the already there. Well, the laws that are already on the books, let's keep enforcing those.
Yeah.
And stop making new ones and just get rid of the damn criminals, morons.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
It's frustrating, isn't it?
It always is, because there's, again, everybody thinks we just need more laws. No.
Right.
We don't need more laws. We need more people enforcing the laws that were already in place, instead of letting someone go over a little sob story.
Correct.
Seriously. Let's work on better evidence collection and officers that aren't in a rush to find the suspect or find the perpetrator instead of getting the right one the first time. They're rushing and they go through 3 or 4 wrong ones.
Exactly.
Let's do it the right way.
Or they put the one out there that, we're not quite sure is, have all the information yet, but yet we're going to throw that person, around saying, you're the one, and perhaps they might be the one, but others are involved.
Well,
I do, yeah.
but not everything
And
has
so
100 people involved.
Right. And so yesterday was, we had a little discussion regarding both Trump and Pete Hegseth putting out information before they knew everything. Well, I think the same kind of thing goes for some of this stuff as well.
A lot of things.
We don't, yeah. Yeah, more, yeah, that's true.
When you look at life in general, and I'm talking in general, not like what we cover here and other things, but just
right.
When you look at life in general, everybody wants to be the one to solve the problem. Look at those Reddit idiots trying to beat the police to find out the shooter and the killer, and then they end up destroying someone's life by sending the social mob after them. And it's like, even the news stations are in a hurry to get the story out. And again, even Donald Trump blaming, again, 9 times out of 10 it is the leftist lunatics, but still, to sit there and say it before we even have a picture of the person, the way he has done a few times. It's like, it's irresponsible. And I'm just like, in general in life, everybody is wanting to rush to the finish line, and they leave half their evidence blowing in the wind on the way to get there.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Because they're always wanting to get to the conclusion and not just update what facts are available at the time we have them.
Right.
And that is a different story. You can update the facts as they have been presented at this time, but always say they could change. This is not the final end. But will our media ever do that? Will our presidents ever do that? Will our Congress ever do that?
Well, let's not hold our breath. I'll tell you that.
I hear you.
All right.
We got another minute of this.
Okay.
The zombie-like propaganda wall that infests our legacy media and political establishment. And that is exactly what Trump is promising to do here. And his law and order policies are even resurrecting the old Republican version of Joe Scarborough. I mean, it's amazing. On MSNBC, of all places. So obviously, we'll be keeping a very close eye on how things develop here. But again, law and order is becoming Trump's signature issue that's quickly galvanizing a supermajority support. This goes way beyond D.C. This goes way beyond Chicago. Law and order may end up politically realigning the nation like never before.
Well, law and order is so necessary.
Exactly. Without it, we'll have anarchy and chaos and
confusion.
All types of things. Yeah, correct. Absolutely. You won't know what side of the street to walk on or cross, you know.
But the fact that you even have to have laws to know that is insane.
I know. It is a little bit absurd.
Like, why do we need to have laws to tell us when and where we can cross the road? Oh, because people are idiots.
Okay, well, everybody, thank you for joining Rex Sisters. Please don't forget to like, follow, comment if you so choose, subscribe, and share. We really need to get our likes and follows and subscribes up so that we can start getting some monetization, and we'll go from there. And with that, I'm hungry, as usual.
All right, stay safe, stay sane, stay sober. We'll catch you on the next one.
All right, everyone, have a good night.
All right, have a good night, everybody.